Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to install the Access LiteRider on this 2017 Nissan Frontier. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is find our D seal in our pack of hardware, and it's going to be about 2 to 3 inches long, and it's actually going to be in the shape of a D, which is why it gets its name. We're going to take our alcohol pad, and we're going to go up to the front of the bed, and we're just going to wipe down this corner, and that's where we're going to apply this seal to. Wipe it down, give it a few seconds to dry, and then we're going to apply this seal all the way at the top and as far into the corner as we can go. Just like that. Next thing we're going to do is grab our passenger side rail and fit it up against the bed cap. Now we know this is the passenger side because when we have it up against the bed cap, the plastic molded retaining clip here is going to be facing towards the rear of the vehicle. We're going to use a couple clamps to clamp it into position so we can put our clamps on. Now, when you're lining this up, you want to make sure that the top on the back side, on the side with the Velcro, is flush with the top of your bed cap. Okay, so now we're going to install our middle clamp. If you have the utility track system like we do on this truck, you might have to take your clamp apart and make sure you just feed the small end behind. And then you can go ahead and put it back together. And you're going to want this clamp right in about the middle of the bed. And we're going to go ahead and tighten that down. So now we can do our front clamp. Same thing, you can just kind of fish it behind there. Make sure your teeth are aligned with the grooves in the rail. And also, as you're tightening this down, you just want to keep an eye and make sure that it's still sitting flush with the bed cap. So our last clamp is going to go as far back towards the end of the bed as we can go. Alright, next we're going to apply another seal to the front of the bed. This one's going to be in the shape of an L, and it's going to go right on top of the bed frame right here. And it's going to fit up against the rail. So again, we're going to wipe it down with our alcohol. Let that dry for a few seconds. And again, we want to have this as far into the corner as possible, as well as close to the rail as possible. Like that. Okay, our last seal is going to go right at the front of the rail. And we actually have to cut it a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to fit it up here. And then right where this first flat piece ends, we're going to kind of mark that with our finger. And we're going to cut that piece off. So that when we fit it up there, it fits just like that. And then we're also going to trim it at the end, right at the end of the rail. So right here. Okay. And we can wipe it with our alcohol. And apply that seal. And we're going to repeat those steps on the opposite side. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is install our tensioners onto our cover. So we have our cover sitting on the tailgate in the position that it's going to actually be installed. So this would be the passenger side, and you're going to have a provided bolt and washer that's going to go through the bottom and into a nut that is already seated in the rail. Now your tensioner are driver and passenger side specific, so your driver's side is actually going to be stamped with an L, and your passenger side is going to be blank. So now we can go ahead and set the cover onto the rails. Make sure that it's seated in there. All right, so now we can slide our tensioner over, and it's going to fit underneath of our rail. And then we just have to line up the holes, and our bolt is going to go through the top of the rail, through the tensioner, and then we're going to put our nut on the bottom. And you can go ahead and repeat that on the opposite side. Now we can tighten the bolt going through the rail and tensioner. Just tighten that. We do that on both sides. And then after you get that, you're going to want to check the alignment of the rail that is on the cover to your two side rails. And you want to make sure that they are evenly spaced inside the rail and evenly spaced from front to back. And then we can go ahead and tighten down this bolt here that is through the tensioner and through our cover. We can do that on both sides as well. So now we can go ahead and roll it back to test the operation, make sure it's tight enough. When you get to this point, you want to make sure you seat this piece into the rails properly, which I did not. All right, so once you get it on, you want to raise your tailgate slowly and make sure it seats right underneath the cover. Okay guys, if you need to adjust the tension at all on your cover, now would be the time. But that completes the installation. If you have any questions, give us a call or visit us online. Thanks.